In the world of the young and the restless, things are getting tense and messy as two strong women, Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers, come to blows. Phyllis, determined to expose Sharon, sets out to expose the dark plots behind Heather's tragic death and Sharon's framing of Daniel. Pushed to the brink, Sharon decides to work with Cameron to stage an accident to eliminate Phyllis once and for all. However, nothing is going to be easy for Sharon as she faces the consequences of her actions. Sharon and Cameron's plan begins with a meticulously staged car accident, but not only does it fail, it sets off a chain of events that is even more intense. Phyllis, always alert and composed, miraculously survives the accident. Facing Sharon, Phyllis decides to push things to the climax, ready to face the enemy to find justice for Heather and protect her son Daniel. The tension reaches its peak when the two women have a fierce confrontation. Phyllis does not hesitate to expose Sharon's plots, pushing Sharon into a corner. In a moment of desperation, Sharon rushes at Phyllis, the two fight fiercely. The drama explodes when Phyllis uses all her strength to knock Sharon down, causing her to lose consciousness. When Sharon wakes up, she is horrified to find herself tied to a bed in a dark room. Facing her is none other than Phyllis, with a determined gaze and a challenging smile. Sharon is completely cornered, and Phyllis, no longer patient, declares that she will not release Sharon until Sharon confesses all her crimes. Phyllis stands there, full of authority, and begins to interrogate Sharon, demanding that she explain and confess. Sharon feels trapped in the machinations of her own making. She slowly realizes that all her plans have collapsed, and now she must face the harsh reality of loneliness and fear, with no way out. Meanwhile, Nick Newman is also trying to find out the truth behind Sharon's actions. Phyllis' accident cannot be a coincidence, and Nick knows that there is something wrong with Sharon. The instability between Phyllis and Sharon becomes the focus of his thoughts, and he begins to piece together the puzzle, suspecting that Sharon may have crossed the line. However, just as Nick is about to reveal the shocking truth about Sharon, a terrifying call from Summer Newman leaves him stunned. Summer fears that her mother may be in danger, and she takes Nick to the room where Phyllis is holding Sharon. Nick's mixed emotions flare up when he opens the door and sees Sharon tied to the bed, completely helpless. Nick, seeing the woman he once loved tied up, cannot help but feel angry at Phyllis's extreme actions. He confronts Phyllis, demanding an explanation for her actions, but Phyllis, with surprising calm, begins to recount all of Sharon's crimes, from plotting to harming Phyllis to setting Daniel up. Phyllis's story forces Nick to face a dark reality: Sharon is no longer the woman he once loved and trusted. Although Nick wants to free Sharon, he cannot deny what he has just heard. He confronts Sharon, demanding an explanation, but Sharon, with no way out, can only remain silent in despair. Nick feels a deep pain when he realizes that the woman he once loved has fallen into darkness, and now, she must face the consequences of her own actions. After being freed by Nick, Sharon cannot keep silent any longer. She decides to file a lawsuit against Phyllis, hoping that Phyllis will pay for her actions. Sharon declares that she will not stop until Phyllis is arrested and held accountable before the law. The legal battle between the two women now becomes the focus of public attention, as each has their own arguments and motives. Phyllis, despite being threatened, does not regret what she has done. She knows that her actions are to protect her family and justice for Heather. With that determination, Phyllis declares that she will never bow to Sharon and will continue to fight until all the truth is revealed. The battle between Sharon and Phyllis is no longer a personal confrontation but has become a symbol of the struggle between guilt and punishment. Sharon, now in the role of victim, still has to face her own darkness and the sins that she cannot hide forever. Phyllis, although achieving her goal, cannot avoid criticism from her family and friends for her extreme actions. Subscribe to our channel to update the latest news on our channel.